Okay, we should be live. You guys will have to bear with me a little bit. This is very new to me. I'm struggling to get to grips with some of the software, but I'm sure we'll get there. I just thought I'd come here today and show my thoughts on the market. This was a pretty substantial move that we had on Friday. Quite scary if you've not seen them before. Hopefully none of you got wiped out. I'm sure some of you did, and it's just one of those things in crypto. It happens, but it teaches you for the next time to just be aware and make sure you've got stops in place and make sure you're not risking too much. But yeah, hopefully none of you got burned too bad. So I'll share my thoughts on the total quickly. We're going to be here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Hopefully we have some people join us. But if not, you can watch it a bit later on. This will be uploaded anyway. But if you do join us, let us know where you're from. It's the 12th of October, 5 minutes to 8 UK time. And let's look at the total. So if you know my strategy, you should know by now that I trade mostly market structure shifts with a 50% pullback. This is basically what's happened on Friday. On a higher time frame, we've had a market structure shift, bearish, and we've now had a 50% pullback. Or in fact, we're between the 50% and the 0.618. So we'll have to see what happens on the market opening tomorrow. But usually after a move like this, I'll try and take at least a couple of days out of leverage trading and just let things settle down a little bit, because I mean there was 19 billion liquidated on Friday, which is a number I've never seen before. So we'll take a couple of days out, see how the dust settles, see how the structure plays out, and we can be here, we can look at the charts, we can analyze, but we'll take a couple of days out just to let things settle. So there's a couple of things to note with the total, especially on the daily. As you can see, we had this really nice move up here, this uptrend that broke the all-time high for the total, and in turn created this big move here. What I was looking for when we had this structure build at the top here was a market structure shift, but I didn't expect it to be as drastic as it was. And if anything, I expected us to come down, close below this level, retrace 50, and then begin a downtrend into the 50% zone before we move further up. But I mean, this all happened in one move. We didn't get the retrace, we just had a straight dump right down into the 50%. So my minds are fighting each other at the minute, because in one sense we've created a market structure here, structure shift here, and we should theoretically expect a deeper pullback. But what I would usually be looking for to reverse this pattern is a 50% pullback, which we've had. So we'll have to see how the market plays out here, because if we have some type of structure build here and we have a market structure shift, a bullish one on perhaps a 1 hour, I mean, I'll take this as a bullish sign and I'll go long. And I did buy a lot of crypto during this wick, because I've been here many years, and it's almost second nature to me now. As soon as we get a wick like this, I'm buying. I've never regretted it. But we'll have to see how the total plays out. I mean, we have had a 4-hour daily bearish market structure shift, and things aren't looking too good. It's similar with Bitcoin, really. The only positive thing that we can really see with both of these charts is we didn't actually close below this level. This isn't actually a close, especially on the daily chart. I mean, what I would look for to confirm a bearish market structure on the shift daily is a candle close. And I've seen a lot of people trying to take this level here as the daily bottom, as the daily low, in which case it would be a close below. But we can see the structure very clearly here. Low, high, low, high, low, high. This didn't create a high, this move here, therefore this isn't a low. So this is where my market structure shift is going to occur, and currently this is just a wick which retraced us to the 50% of the weekly level. So I can see the bullish case and I can see the bearish case right now. So what can we expect? Well, there's two possible scenarios. This was just a wick MSS to take out the leverage, to take out a lot of the long traders in the market, and to pull back to the 50% level of this move to allow market makers to accumulate before moving further on. In which case we can ignore this MSS here. That's the bullish case that I can see right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see. However, the bearish case is that yes, we did create a market structure shift here. We're retracing now. What we can expect is just a bit more structure to build below the 50% level before we move further. But looking in the past, this move can take anywhere from weeks to months to play out, and so the bearish case scenario for me is that we have months of chop in a downtrend. In fact, I'm not actually completely bearish that the bull market's over until we break this level here. This is our trend right now. You can see that we're in an uptrend here. And yeah, it looks scary that we've created a market structure shift here, but I'm still holding all of my spot bags. And in fact, most of my spot bags are still way above entry anyway, so I'm long and strong still, and I bought back a lot of altcoins on this dip at a huge discount. I mean, some of the crypto that I bought on Friday is up 200%. The total was up about 30 since the dip. We've reclaimed a lot of the wick that we created. Bitcoin is a little bit different. I mean, we still did only have a wick MSS, so it's not confirmed that we're going to reverse this trend yet, but we didn't actually pull back to the 50% level, so it's completely possible that we do have a pullback further to this zone here. It's a tricky one. It's tricky to analyze structure after such a manipulated strong move like we had on Friday, and so it's really important to just take a step back, touch some grass, stay away from leverage trading. If you want to top up your spot bags, I think that's completely reasonable, although we are quite a lot higher than we did go on Friday. And this is why it doesn't feel as bad being in spot right now, because we've already reclaimed a lot of the losses that we did have It's only the leverage that was wiped out. Still don't have anybody live with us, but hopefully you guys get a chance to watch this later on or whenever. I did do I was going to say at the start, you guys have to bear with me a little bit. I mean, I'm very new to this type of stuff and I'm struggling to get to grips with the software, but I did manage to do a test live stream a few days ago, and hopefully you saw that and you took a little bit of that on board, because you notice I did sell out a lot of my positions and flip bearish a few days ago after the hourly market structure shift that we had. I did not expect us to dump as much as we did at all. We broke levels that I did not imagine us to, but I think the point goes that if you see the signs, sometimes it's really important to trade conservatively and to de-risk a little bit when you see the signs. I mean, this is where we were a few days ago when I flipped bearish. I flipped bearish here, but I waited for this retracement as I spoke about in this video. Yeah, I did flip bearish here, and very thankfully I did notice the signs, and hopefully you guys managed to watch that. But yeah, I was expecting a couple of people to arrive. Hopefully that will still happen. Be nice to connect with you guys a little bit. But you know, the main point of this is really to get my thoughts down in an easy place for me to look back on. This is going to be really good for my journaling and back testing as well, for my emotions and my thoughts and just how I was generally feeling about the market at the time. And so that is primarily what this is for, but I'm hoping that some of you guys benefit from this too and get to learn the strategy, the 50% pullback. But we're going to wait this out a little bit. We're going to wait for some structure to build. We may begin a slow uptrend into this bearish OB here, and if we do, it may be clear that, you know, and we have another 15-minute MSS to bring us back down. It may be clear to us. It may not be though. We could completely V-shape wick up, and vice versa. We could completely wick straight back down. I mean, it's almost impossible to tell what's going to happen right now. So we have to wait this out a little bit and, like I said, see how the dust settles. And I was going to ask for any altcoin charts that you want to analyze, but feel free to put them in the comments, even if I'm not live. I'll always look back at the comments, and if you want to follow my X too, that's in the link below. I can post the charts analysis for you on my X. I mean, the S&P doesn't look great. We'll have to see how this looks on Monday, but we did actually break structure to the downside. This is a significant low here that we should have held, really. I don't know what this is going to mean for the altcoin market, the crypto market, but we'll have to see how this is on Monday. We can't jump to any conclusions right now. I did also speak about the DXY on my X. We noticed this market structure shift occur here, a bullish 4-hour market structure shift, really strong move that created this, and we had a really nice retracement down, grabbed a little bit of liquidity but didn't close below this level, and then showed another 4-hour bullish market structure shift. So this was a big tell that the market was going to turn too, and I did post about this on my X. Gold and silver continue to climb, but we are leaving types of liquidity down here. How's the CME? Small Bitcoin CME gap at around 111k. Absolutely possible that that's taken. In fact, probably very likely that it's taken. I can 100% expect us going deeper into this Fibonacci from this leg up. I'll wait around a little longer, see if anybody joins us. I mean, maybe my comments aren't working. This is all completely new to me, and I'm hoping as time goes on this gets a lot easier, because I struggled a lot to try and get this stream working. It's the scheduled part of the stream that I struggle with. Anyway, we'll wait this out a minute. I'll make a little post on my Twitter and then my X. So let's have a quick look at ETH. See what we can see for ETH. So this is a nice leg that we can expect a retracement to at least the 50% zone. This is a nice leg for us to look at. Clearly we're not there yet. We have come down into this zone, 382. But it was clear with ETH on the 25th of September that we were reversing this trend. Obviously the total didn't comply with this, so it was likely that this wasn't going to play out, but it did in fact play out in the end. And following this market structure shift, we had a small uptrend into this bearish OB before the big dip. So ETH did have some signs, and this would have been a really good short from here. I would have shorted from the 50% if the total had been in confluence with that. I only trade in confluence with the total, but this is how the trade would have been. Waited for a 15-minute MSS around about here. Stop above the high, target 1-to-1. Quick and easy trade. So if we're looking at how this is going to behave in the near future, it is possible that we continue this downtrend and at least come down to this zone here. God knows how long that will take. Before December, I don't know. BNB. BNB took some liquidity really beautifully here. And the bounce out of this wick is insane for BNB, 60%. This is some huge strength. Even that we broke above this level here, this takes a lot of strength after a move like that. We do have a little bit of liquidity here though, so if BNB is going to dip from here, it makes sense that we quickly grab this and go further down. I wouldn't be shorting this though. Neither would I be long right now. I think it's really crucial to take a step back, like I've said, take a few days off. Gather our thoughts. Just watch how this plays out. But so far, I'll reiterate what I've said at the beginning. I do believe that this is currently just a wick MSS. A huge move down and a huge move up really quickly. This is a liquidation wick. This, I don't know if we can, I'm not considering a break in structure because of this move that we had on Friday. We need to be cautious, really cautious. Hence why I'm not leverage trading, but I see this all the time on the lower time frame. Wicks down, doesn't break the structure. It just takes liquidity before we move higher. And like I said, the total hasn't broken the weekly structure. It's come back to the 50% of the daily leg. And it's still bullish on the weekly. So is Bitcoin. Bearish on the daily if this is a true market structure shift, but we have to wait and see, in my opinion anyway. Got a couple of people watching. Let us know where you're from. I'm currently in the UK. It's about 8:20 at night on a Sunday. I'm not going to be going live tomorrow. This is why I've done this quick live now, to kind of update you guys a little bit on what I'm thinking. I won't be making any moves in the start of the UK session tomorrow, and that's why I would do a stream in the morning, is to set up for that UK session. But like I said, I'm going to take a couple of days out of leverage trading, but I'll be back on Tuesday morning to do a stream. And in the meantime, if you want to follow my X for live updates, That's in the link below. So let me know as well if you come from X, or if you just stumbled across this stream in YouTube. Do you know the strategy that I trade? It'd be really nice to get to know about you. And what do you guys want to look at? Happy to do some charts. I mean, I've not been through charts fully, not since this big wick that we had. I'm sure a lot of my charts are a bit messy right now, but I'm very happy to do some analysis. Sometimes I think in these scenarios it's important to just stick to the total, stick to Bitcoin. These are kings of the market. These determine, you know, the direction of the market. But I'm interested to know, are you guys short? Are you long? What are you guys doing right now? Are you burnt out? Do you have capital left? I mean, hopefully this makes sense to you as well. I'm trying to improve the way that I teach this strategy. And I haven't done any teaching yet. And I'm trying to get my simplicity there, my terminology. I want you guys to really understand what it is that I'm thinking. I don't want to just blurt shit out and have you absorb it. What can we look at? I did take a trade in SPX 6900. I could not pass this opportunity. I mean, this wick that we had just below this level, as soon as we came back up, I had to take a position. So I am long currently. Already hit 1-to-1. I've already closed out some of this, but this was, I mainly took this due to the wick that we had. This was a huge wick. I had to take advantage of some of it because I was here. I mean, when you witness a wick like this real time, sometimes you just got to jump in and try and catch a knife with low risk, with 0.5% of your account risked, just for fun. But I've taken profits on this. I'm going to hold out a bit further, mainly because what I actually see on the SPX 69 is a bullish market structure shift here on the 4-hour, which is really nice, especially as we came all the way down to this OB. We showed this, which shows huge strength. And I know we did have this huge wick, but I don't consider wicks in the structure. Has to be a candle close for me to consider it in the structure of the market. And currently this is a bullish market structure shift with a liquidation wick to liquidate the leverage longs before reversing. So we'll see how this plays out. But this is one of the only trades I'm in right now, leveraged. Shout out to Evian. I think I'm probably going to jump off in a minute. Don't seem to be having a huge amount of engagement, but it's my first stream. Okay, let's jump. I have to go to bed. Like I said, I'll be here 6 AM, 6:10 on Tuesday. In the meantime, follow my X. I'll do real-time updates there. I'm always on X. I'm always updating people on X. And if you've got any questions, please let me know. If you've got any advice, I'm not audible, apparently. That's not good after a 30-minute stream. Strange though. I was audible. Let's see if that worked. I don't know. Did that work? I don't see why it's not audible. Strange. Well, there's two possible scenarios. This was just a Wick MSF. I mean, I've just watched I'm watching the stream now live, minus a few minutes. I seem to be able to hear myself through that. Brian, maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe you have your sound down on your phone or something. Yes. This is where we were. Brian, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I have faith that I've got sound coming out here. But I think we're going to leave it there anyway. Yeah, we'll leave it there. We need to give it a few days. We need to give it at least 2 days from the market open on Monday. We'll take tomorrow off. We'll come back Tuesday. I'll be here and we'll see how it looks. But I'm going to refrain from leverage trading. I'm just going to sit comfortably in spot and I closed out all my short positions too on that big wick, so yes, Brian, a little better. Is it because I'm too far away from my mic, maybe? I'll have a look at this on Tuesday, and we can hopefully I can get better audio on Tuesday. I'm not sure. I mean, I did just change it from my laptop to my mic, so maybe that helped. But thanks, Brian. Where are you from? You got any chart requests or anything? How did Friday affect you? Were you all right? Right, we'll leave that as is. 8:30. Please give some comments in the comment box below when this uploads. It'd be really good to see what you guys think. I mean, I'm looking for some constructive criticism, really. I would love to make this process easier and smoother for you guys, and easy to understand too. So if it's completely confusing, please let me know. I'm all ears. But I'm going to get going, and I'll see you on Tuesday or on my X. Peace.